I was definitely impressed with Sheree just because she was so transparent about she had so much going on with her dang on relationship with that man, with her and Tyrone. She was very transparent about it too, which I was shocked because normally she's pretty private, but she was transparent, doggone her stuff that was going on with her business. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. That right there. I'm like, girl.
I got a chance to watch OLG/Kandi and the Gang, your highly anticipated Real Housewives of Atlanta spinoff show. And you guys came out swinging. It was a beautiful mess.
Well, thank you. Well, I guess that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing. But why did you decide to expose the behind the scenes drama of your business in this way?
Well, because we just kind of felt like if we want people to really love the show, they're going to love it because we're being real and honest. I mean, it's hard to avoid, the reviews that we have been getting because a lot of people talk about that stuff on comments and stuff like that. So to do a show and not address those things and be honest about the fact that we were having issues, keeping the level of service up that we needed to. And, people would have put us on blast if we didn't. So we might as well just tell on ourselves, tell you what's going on, keep it 100, and then let you see why things have been the way that it's been and let you really see that we're trying to fix it. It's not like we want, things to not be the way that they need to be.
And speaking of trying to fix it, obviously you guys bring in Philip as the director of operations, and not everybody is receptive to Philip and his military style of doing things. And in the trailer, obviously there's only been one episode, but in the trailer, we see that there may be some sort of conflict between even the two of you at some point. But obviously you brought him in order to, I guess, get some things in line. So what were some of the things that you were noticing within your staff or within the service that you needed to bring him in for this level of restructure?
Okay, so basically what had happened was last year, actually it was like close to this time. It was like, end of January, somewhere around there of last year. I was having some real serious issues at my other restaurant, Blaze, right? And because of everything that was happening in the world, like I wasn't really able to get a lot of new employees. We had been, trying to hire people, but the people we were getting just wasn't doing what they needed to do. The reviews were bad. We had got a bad score. It was just like a lot of stuff that was happening. And I was talking to one of my friends. I was at another restaurant and I was talking to one of my friends, and this girl that worked there came up to me and she was like, I think I got somebody that can help you. Because, she was one of the servers that I had seen a lot of times and she heard me. Mm-hmm. She was like, I got somebody that might be able to help you. And I was like, please, anybody help me. Like, help me figure this out because I don't like not having my stuff together, Mm-hmm. And so she introduced me to Philip. He came over to Blaze and started helping us get things in line over there. And they didn't like him over there either. But he was getting some results, and that's what mattered most. So after that, we were like, okay, well, let's take him over to Old Lady Gang and let's just make him over all of our restaurants to see if he can help us get a good, flow. Like, first of all, the service, it just wasn't on point. Like, people got comfortable. They was doing what they wanted to do. Every time I look at the reviews, they talking about somebody had an attitude or, just not being on point. And so I was like, I'm tired of this. I need somebody. And he came through.
Now, speaking of getting things on point and people wanting to do what they want to do, we see that in some of your lively characters who happen to be staff members. And, in your defense, they are longstanding staff members. And we know that you're big on loyalty and you reward loyalty. But reading some of the comments online, some of the social media reactions, and then, obviously watching the show myself, there's a lot of conversation around whether or not people take advantage of your loyalty. And
that's true.
You having, a business in a restaurant where they're interacting with these people on the day-to-day. And even if what we saw, like a little snippet of what we saw was just like, Kandi, come on. So What is your response to people who are like, we appreciate you wanting to give grace, but where's the cutoff for you? What does too much grace look like?
Okay, so here's the thing. People got to take an understanding that the last 2 years we've been in a pandemic. And I don't know if you've noticed, but pretty much any restaurant you go into, I'm sure you've seen the signs where people be like, we need, or maybe they couldn't even open that day because they didn't have enough employees. Or either, they're asking, please put in applications or whatever. It's everywhere because nobody can get anybody to come to work, especially in the restaurant industry. So my point to Todd and to Philip is we can't keep firing everybody. Like we done fired some folks that y'all didn't even get to see. It was actually some other people who were supposed to be on this show with us. We fired some folks, but you can't fire everybody. You gotta take some of these people that have some potential and train them to do what you need them to do. Y'all don't understand the stuff that we have been through with people. So the ones that are loyal, I'm like, we don't have to figure this out. We don't have to figure out how to get you together or whatever we need to do to train you to do what you need to do. But loyalty for me, this last couple of years, it showed me one thing. Loyal employees you need to cherish them.
So you spoke a little bit about your other restaurant, your Seafood and Steakhouse. And I know, forgive me if I mispronounce his name, one of the employees that you brought over from Shardo. Okay, yes. Love his suits. Okay, so you brought him over from Blaze to OLG. And I know that one of the reasons why you did that was because you wanted to kind of bring in some of the upscale quality into OLG and some of the, I guess, processes and procedures. What about Blaze and those processes and procedures did you want to bring in? Now, I mentioned the long lines. Have you guys, I know that OLG is supposed to be like this kickback, Southern eatery, like comfort food, but Georgia is a little hot. And no one likes to wait, over like an hour to eat. So have you guys thought about going from a non-reservation method to a reservation method?
Okay, see, that's another thing that changed during the pandemic. So we did have the reservation situation set up, but then you have the problem of if you allow all your tables to get booked with reservations, and those people ain't showing up, but then you got all these people that's outside, like waiting, like wanting to come in. It's like you basically let money walk away out the door. So I told Ty, like, maybe we should do something where maybe we only allow half the restaurant to get reserved.
Another thing that happened that got a lot of social media reaction from the first episode was the whole idea of a generator. Now, we know as your fans that you like to save money and you love your coins. But can you please explain to us why you guys did not invest in a generator at that time? I'm not saying you don't have one now, but it was. Let
me say something. I'm gonna answer that question because they told us up about that generator. But I want y'all to know something. Nobody on Peter Street has a generator. It's not just us. Ask Rashida, my friend Rashida Frost. Mm-hmm. They got Frost Bistro on the same street. Ask them if they got a generator. Nobody has a generator over there. Yes, the power goes off from time to time, but it's not like all the time. You know what I mean? So it's typically a lot of people don't, just because. Now I talked to Todd. I was like, we should just get a generator. And he's like, you got to go through a lot with the city because you have to go get the permit and they got to tell you what they're going to approve, how big it can be and all this other kind of extra stuff. And I'm telling him we need to do it. So y'all talk to him about it. It's not me. I'm not being cheap. It's
I just think that from the standpoint of, I think it would make more sense to have a generator. I know that Todd mentioned like, well, we can just forgo the generator for the power going out for an hour or two. But for people who like to go out to eat, like you're thinking, me watching it's just like, okay, well, what about the risk of the food potentially spoiling and things like that? I just feel like it would make more sense in the long run.
I agree. But once again, ask somebody else who got a business on Peter Street if they got it. Nobody on Peter Street has a generator. It ain't just us.
The last question that I have in regards to your new spinoff, there's been some alleged shade thrown your way from your former co-star. Nene leaks about whether or not the ratings have been as high or what the status of the ratings.
Oh my God, what is the ratings on her show? I don't want this to become a big shade throwing contest between she and I, because just like she can throw shade at me, I can throw shade at her. But my whole thing is like, I do not understand why she does that. Back when she did have a show, me and her wouldn't even be on the same page, and I still be posting telling people to watch her show, just because that's just how I am. I feel like if we had any type of interaction, I want to show people support, not throw salt on you. And I don't understand why I don't understand why her fans always be treating me like I'm stopping her from doing something. Like, what did I do to you? What is my show stopping you from doing? Nothing. Like, I saw some of her fans in the comments saying stuff like, that could have been Nene's show. Well, what about everybody? What about Vanderpump? Could they show be her show? Could Portia's show be her show? If her theory is correct, right? How come Portia has a show? Portia has a wonderful show. She had her own show. She's had two, actually. She had her baby spin-off. Mm-hmm. And what did I have to do with that? What about Kim Zolciak? Why it always gotta be me? Why she always trying to make it seem like I stop? How did I stop me? Other people have shows, not just me. Now, the thing about it, when people try to figure out my spinoffs or whatever, right? People always want to know why she get these shows. Okay, first of all,
I already know you broke it down on Speak on It.
We pitch our shows.
Yeah,
a lot of them don't pitch shows. A lot of them just sit there and think, I'm so great that Bravo should just throw a show in my lap. That is not what I do. Me and my husband, we come up with these ideas and we pitch them. Sometimes the network is for it. Sometimes they aren't. Everything we do does not get, picked up. Surprising, because I know y'all think everything I do is working. But everything we do, it doesn't necessarily go the way we want it to go. But we put ourselves out there to get a yes or no. And that's what you have to do. If you have an idea or a dream or something that you want to make happen, you have to put it together, because sometimes people won't see your vision. Mm-hmm. So you have to show them the vision, and hopefully they get it. If they do, great. And then y'all can say, hey, I got a new special, because all of my ideas weren't specials. But then on top of that, other people don't really realize. And I saw somebody like posting my ratings or whatever, like of all my shows, which I thought was pretty interesting. Thank you. Because I think one thing that people love to talk about, how our first week ratings weren't as big as they needed to be. But the one thing that y'all also didn't notice is our other show, Kandi's Wedding, was over 2.4 million viewers. You know what I'm saying? Our My Xscape Just Kicking It, our series was averaging 1.7 million viewers on a regular. And our ski trip, 1.4 million viewers on a regular. You can't really count Kandi Factory or Kandi Coated Nights, because those weren't reality shows, right? Those were more just like a talk show and a competition show, right? So, but my reality shows were the highest rated spinoffs of any of the other people who had them. So it's like, don't play me like why she got it, because I work for it, y'all. And then yes, Kandi, y'all gotta understand, like with Kandi and the gang, that's my baby, that's my family, and I want our show to do great. Of course, I want the ratings to be better. But the one thing that I did love is that all the feedback from people who did watch the show was good. Mm-hmm. Even people who said they didn't think the show was going to be good. It's like, okay, I ain't going to hate. This show was good. The show is good. So I don't know why people just want to see it not do good, because they don't like me for some reason. Because for some reason, they think I done stopped somebody's opportunity. Y'all need to stop giving me so much power, y'all. Like, I really can't stop her blessings. Like, I can't.
Well, I just wanted to give you a chance to respond to that, because that did just pop up. And speaking of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you guys are returning for season 14. And I know that you can't give too much of what is going to take place this season, but you did spill the tea that you and Marlo got into a knockout argument worse than we saw in season 4. So what can you tell us about what started the issue between the two of you?
Oh my gosh. Well, she had been saying little things here and there about me, throughout this season. I guess I don't know. She's saying different things that she felt was rubbing her the wrong way or whatever. That I don't know, whatever I suppose it know. But that was neither here nor there. That wasn't the thing that really set it off. It was so random. We were on the trip and she was saying something that I felt she was saying something to somebody else, but to me, it was hypocritical what she was saying. I'm like, you can't say that about this person when you basically doing the same thing. And I guess she didn't like what I had to say. So she came back and said something to me. I said something to her. And the more we talked, it just got seriously disrespectful. We doing much better. Yeah, we doing much better.
Who do you think fans will get the most entertainment out of this season? Because I know Sheree is back, Drew is coming back, and then Marlo finally has her peach, and then you guys have the addition of Sanya Richards-Ross. So who do you think brought it the most?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it's hard to say who brought it the most. I would definitely say I was definitely impressed with Sheree just because she was so transparent about she had so much going on with her dang on relationship with that man, with her and Tyrone. She was very transparent about it too, which I was shocked because normally she's pretty private, but she was transparent, doggone her stuff that was going on with her business. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. That right there, I'm like, girl, if you don't get this together, it was like, everybody was rooting for her to get it right this time. And I feel like
is she by Sheree?
Yeah, she by Sheree, yes. I think we were rooting for her. And I feel like the fans are gonna root for her. I also, going back to Marlo, I love the fact that all these years we done heard her talk about her mama, but we finally get to see her. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a big deal because, Kenya's mom, Marlo's mom, over the years, they have been, for them not to be on the show, they have been the subject of a lot of heartache and pain, you know what I mean? So to see her in person and actually have a conversation with her, I just really felt like it was needed for the world to see, mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I felt like that was a good thing for Marlo to share in that way,
And outside of reality TV, your acting career is booming. You're on one of my favorite shows, The Chi, and last season ended with your character. It was hinted that you were left in a position of leadership. Obviously, you can't give away that much, but can you at least tell us if your role is even bigger this season than it was last season?
Oh, I don't know if I can tell you all of that. I can tell you that I just started back filming last week for The Chi. So I'm excited on where my character is going. Now here's the thing. They don't tell us what's gonna happen in future scripts. So basically as I get the script.
Got it.
Right. So right now, I mean, my first week, I'm already in some mess. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this is about to go.
All righty. And then obviously we were so excited when you reunited with Xscape. Kandi, I told you earlier that you take the high road, but you refused to take the high road with your former group members. You were holding on to that one. And when you finally said I do, it was like the heavens opened up and you guys did the Great Xscape tour. One of the best concerts I've been to. So well done.
Oh, thank you.
Would you do another mashup tour with them? I know that you guys have some performances here and there, and you said like no to an album because you don't want to. You want to keep the magic of the past where it was. You don't want to feel like you have to top that. But would you at least do another full length tour?
I would do a tour with them for sure if depending on if the opportunity came up. I mean, there actually has been, some promoters who have reached out to say they want to do a tour. I think the problem is for me is that I tape most of the year because I'm on multiple shows. I am definitely here for doing shows with them. We got some shows coming up in May that I'm looking forward to, but I just haven't had a chance to agree to a tour. But the other thing is they're trying to get us to do another TV series together, which I'm like, how? How am I going to do that? But I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll figure it out. But it's just like something about when we together on stage, it's magic. So I really want to do more shows with them.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I want to do more shows with them. But I don't know. I think because we all so strong in our personalities and basically, you know, we're used to being able to run our own lives. But now you got to come together. Everybody have to agree. And it can be tough.
What's the status of the biopic for Xscape?
People keep coming back talking to us about it. We did have a deal for it at one point, and it seemed like it was gonna come, but then the network went through changes, so we ended up not doing it with that network. Now we have somebody else coming back and talking to us about it. I'm just kind of like, I'm open, but I'm just like, I just feel like, is this gonna cause more drama? Like we get into a good place. Like we have to keep going back down memory lane. I don't know. I love the fact that people still care about our group. You know what I mean? That people still love us enough to want to see, us do, things like, care about the movie, care about, if we do a series together or an album or whatever. Like all these years later, for people to still care about us, it means a lot. And so that's what really makes me want to, try to figure it out. You know what I mean? Our group, everybody is super talented. We just gotta get on the same page.
What is a song that you wrote for another artist that became a hit that you wish you would have kept for yourself?
Oh, I never wish that I kept any of them for myself because I wanted to be a songwriter so bad. Like, at one point when I was younger, I was like, how do I do this? Like I always was trying to figure out how to get in as a songwriter. So my thing is, you will never be able to be a great songwriter if you don't give away some of the hits.
Kandi, it's been a pleasure. I've been trying to talk to you for a while now, so I'm glad that your schedule became open and I love the show and I look forward to talking to you in the future. This was fun.